Truth, justice, and the Big Sills way. The only place you get that line, and the only place that you truly get the truth. The other day, somebody compared my little sandbox to New Heights podcast. Okay? Look at little old Sills trolling for 600 likes. How can you compare yourself to Jason Kelsey? Easy. So Kelsey responds to me on my Twitter. And let me actually, and by the way, want to start the program off by saying we are officially powered by our friends at BetUS. And I've got all you stunads, or some of you stunads in here, that think those Eagle guys don't listen. So Jason Kelsey was on WIP. He makes critical decisions when it means the most. And by and large, he gets those really right. I'll say this wholeheartedly, he's the best team meeting coach I've ever been around. He's talking, of course, referencing Nick Sirianni. And he holds people accountable. To which Big Sills responded, "Sorry, Jason Kelsey, but the Eagles don't need a coach that gives Newt Rockne speeches at halftime. They need a coach that makes great game day decisions and stays out of the way of his coaches. And for the record, his 2023 moves were a train wreck, and it's carried over so far into the 2024 season." And he responded back, "I have disagreed with a couple of them, but I still have faith. Newt Rockne's speech, damn, I haven't heard that name in a minute. I'm about to listen to a clip to get me through this lift." Okay, guy, he randomly makes a comment about a coach who's the dumbest coach in pro football. And I completely disagree with the guy. The guy, look, for the record, I get he's a company guy. Jason Kelsey's got to be a company guy. I completely get it. You want to be able to have access to the NovaCare Center? You want to be able to be considered a guy who can roam freely in that organization? Absolutely, man. I don't begrudge a guy doing that, but don't lie. Don't come out and be a PR guy or an extension of Bob Lang. This is what I talk about. So how can you be critical of Mike McCarthy making calls or Mike McCarthy running the Cowboys when you know deep in your heart Nick Sirianni is a worse coach than Mike McCarthy? I mean, hey, am I biased towards Jimmy Johnson? Yeah, but Jimmy don't coach right now. Nick Sirianni is the worst game day coach in National Football League, and in today's game, than any other guy that's in the league. There's no doubt about it. Get this, flexing. I'm getting smashed. I thought I told his ass off. Dude, stupid take. Getting smashed. If that's getting smashed, I'll take that victory lap every day. Flexing's daddy. AKA Big Sills is Flex's daddy. How you doing? Hey, by the way, I thought the Eagle guys don't listen to us. How you doing? See Abe in here. Congratulations. Abe, thank you for your following and being a team member here. We appreciate it. Even that dude, Prince, I got to thank Prince for being a member now and, whatever, okay? Oh, thank you, Prince. And Terry, for now a JAKIB legend. The first JAKIB legend. Congratulations to you, Terry. Xander's got something in store. I don't know what it is yet, but he's got something in store for you. So we'll see what that ends up being. But congratulations to all you guys. Thank you, Abe. I appreciate it. Hey, by the way, all good, man. It's true, y'all. Hey, it's true, y'all. What is it true? Your boys over at the Eagles listen to the program? Damn right it's true. How you doing? Holy cow. By the way, tonight the Cowboys season could end. So if you want to feel good about yourselves tonight, because you got a really tough game coming up because you don't know what kind of team you're going to be sending to Tampa. And by the way, our good friends in Florida right now and down on the East Coast, make sure you take cover and you're safe down there because those hurricanes are nothing to sneeze at down there. And we've been through a bunch of them. So go right ahead, and we appreciate you guys running out of there. Get out of that state right now for a little bit because it thing looks like it's going to be a Hurricane 4, and it's going to be a Category 4. So make sure you take cover down there, man. All right? So we appreciate that, man, that you guys get a lot of love right now from a lot of folks here. Abe, I appreciate you doing that, by the way, man. All good. You're a loyal guy, man. Thank you, Sills. No worries. Love the channel. Bodis and Birds 365. Johnny Mac, I like them. It's grown on me. Pre- and post-game showers, banging. Thank you so much, man. You guys are great. Absolutely. Absolutely great. Yo, Sills, in your days here in Tampa, what was your old place for a gentleman on Dale Mabry by Ray J? Are you talking about Mons Venus there? Roast pork Italian? You ain't talking about Mons Venus with Joe, with good old Joe there, are you? You're not talking about Joe Redner, are you? Not my dear friend Joe Redner. You're not talking about him, are you, brother? Come on now. Oh, wait, no, but my food place was Leroy Selman's, right off of Dale Mabry there. Sills, Lit Brothers, me, Kelsey isn't thinking more about his teammates when rather than defending the front office. Now, Kimberly, I get what you're saying here. Guy's got to think more about his teammates. He's looking out for the front office because he's covering for the front office. Kimberly, you're dead on, man. Okay? Joe, how you doing? Hurricane partying on with Big Sills. How you doing? We'll see what happens this weekend. That's going to be a weather game, by the way, at Raymond James. Make no mistake about it. It'll be humid. Those fat guys better be ready to play down there at Raymond James because it's going to be hot and it's going to be poor weather. Run game's going to be essential in that football game, I think, come Sunday. Sills, I hated this show when I started watching it in 21, but it's grown on me. Hey, Xander, how many of these do we get a week, a day? How many? Do you understand? That is the story of my radio and my broadcasting career, Kyle. Nobody likes Big Sills at first. He's arrogant. He's loud. He's Italian. He thinks he knows it all. But in the end, I don't know any of them. I'm just a dude like you, Kyle, who has a loud mouth. I'm no different than you, Kyle. Okay? Our paths are just different. But I'm like you. Okay? Get this. This is another one of my favorites. I hate Twiz too. But I still fucking love the show and I still watch. Oh, wait, he hates the fucking show, but he watches for 4 hours every day. I don't know what to tell. I think Twiz has got an emotional problem. I think he's got an emotional problem. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like like crack cocaine or something. This guy's got a problem. Was mad when I saw the Birds were coming down week 4. Still too hot out to enjoy a game. I'll be on my couch. And too humid at that place, too. Raymond James, you could cook yourself an egg on a car hood out there in them tailgate parties. That's for damn sure. But I think it's going to be humid out there, man. Okay? Honestly, Sills knows he's going to get fired from JAKIB once the allegations come out. Yeah, okay. Must be a media guy conjuring more shit up. If Howie misses on Huff, he deserves to be fired. No, because he can turn around and go, Zach Bond's playing all pro football. Okay? Still speaks the truth. It's the only sports show I see, apart from maybe Emmanuel Acho, where I actually learn more about the sport of football. I actually like Acho too, man. I like that thing. I don't like the name of the show, but I actually like that show too. I do. Okay. Wayne, I was at the Bucs opener versus Washington in the East Stands at Raymond James. It was nasty hot. Wayne, Tampa gets hot as hell, man, especially in September. No shit. Absolutely. All right. Hey, we got to thank you very much. New member. Very good, man. Jersey, thank you for becoming a new member, man. Means a lot. By the way, all super chats go to the top. And we are looking for likes. I know that, Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey have new heights and they get 15,000 in my little sandbox. And I know some of you compare it to that, which is great. And I appreciate that. But we'll take our little 600 likes today. If we could possibly get there, I'd appreciate it. So thank you guys very much. It's just little old me and Xander and Big Joe and John McMullen here fighting the big guys and responding to Jason Kelsey and other Eagles like Devontae Smith and guys each and every single week. That's what we do here. I don't know what makes us special compared to some of those other places. But, we're working in our little sandbox. look at Senor. Comparing, what is it? Sills to new heights is comparing Jalen Hurts to Josh Allen. I'll take that. I don't mind being Scottie Pippen. I always found that funny. Oh, I did. People always rip Pippen for being the second guy in Chicago. 6 NBA titles, one of the top 50 players in the history of the sport. And like I said, he's got 6 NBA championships. Are you cool being Scottie Pippen? Yeah. I'd rather be Scottie Pippen than Charles Barkley. How you doing? How you doing? He goes like this. Flexing goes, sidekick. Did Jordan ever win a title without Scottie Pippen? I must have missed those first 9 years. I must have missed those first 9 years when he was getting blown out by the Pistons and the Celtics. How you doing? All right, let's move on here. Hey, we got a special guest on today. Very rarely do I really like some of the media guys, especially in Philly, but I like Marcus Hayes, and he's coming on at 5:30 Eastern from the Philadelphia Inquirer. He'll be on with us at 5:30 today. Xander in his normal spot at 3:30, but Marcus Hayes will be on with us at 5:30 Eastern. And we'll let him cut loose. I admire his work. I do. I admire his work. I like his work. You know why? He writes with a pen that has no fear. And I like him. And I've been trying for a couple weeks to get his ass on, and we finally landed it. So we're going to get him on at 5:30 Eastern time today. And I think we're going to save Angelo for Monday because I want to see what's up. I want to see what's up come Sunday with your birds. By the way, the injury list will come out today. We'll find out which guys are scheduled to play and not play. My bet is no Lane Johnson, no Devontae Smith, and no A.J. Brown. How you doing? You're going into Tampa without those 3 horses. Okay? Little different football team. This is a big game for Jalen Hurts. This is a big game for Hurts, man. All right. I want to do something. We're going to have some fun here, by the way. We're going to do, Abe, this came out when you suggested this. We're going to do our player grades. We'll do that later. We got a quarterback comparison, but I first want to start it out with this one. Since the 2022 season, Has Jalen Hurts gotten better since he signed his $250 million contract? Has he gotten better at quarterback? Has he gotten better at quarterback? Since he signed the deal, has he gotten better? Then I'm going to tie it into another topic. Okay? No, because he has too many different offensive coordinators. Easily beat the Bucs when running the ball last year. Yeah, they beat the fuck out of you in the playoff game. His completion percentage is up. I didn't ask you that. I asked you if you thought he was a better quarterback since 2022 when he signed his contract. That's not what I asked you about. Completion percentage, passing, anything. I'm just asking you, eyeball test, do you think he's better? It has gotten better since 2022. Has he gotten better at quarterback? Some areas, yes, some no. Yes, after Kelsey left, learning blitzes and schemes, more responsibilities. No. He got worse with the turnovers. He sure has. That's a fact. Okay? Hey, that's a fact. His turnovers since he signed the contract have skyrocketed. 26 since the contract. And then I'm going to tie something in here. Okay? Abe says it's too early to tell. He's 5 years into the league and it's his fourth year starting. Abe, how many more fucking years do you need? You don't know when you look at him? Shit, I'll tell you one thing. I look at Jaden Daniels. I see a really good-looking prospect. I don't need to have 39 games to sit here and try to tell me whether the guy's good or not good. It's a simple question. Has he gotten better since the $250 million deal? Yes or no? I'm not asking about Dak, Bobby. I'm asking you about Jalen Hurts. Has he gotten better? Look at this. Darnell says yes. Dude, that guy since 2022 hasn't outplayed Baker Mayfield. Since 2022, he hasn't outplayed Mayfield heading into this game. He hasn't. You're trying to tell me you think Jalen Hurts has gotten better as a quarterback. Some of you guys are blind as a bat. Did Tom Brady? I'm not talking about Tom Brady. I'm talking about the player you gave $255 million to. Darnell says yes. Darnell, where has he gotten better as a quarterback on your football team? I think the team wins in spite of him and the coach. But go ahead. You tell me where he's gotten better. Reading defenses? Absolutely not. Blitz pickup? Looks good so far. Yes. Decision making? Absolutely not. Turnovers? Horrific. Where's he gotten better? Picking up blitzes? Hey, Rome wasn't built in a day. Is that what you're saying? Okay, he got better on blitzes. He got better throughout. He's not a better passer. Okay? Here's Lionel. Guys, please hit the like button. He still leaves the pocket too early. No question. And forces things. Just slow down and let the game come. He has improved slightly against the blitz this year. He has. But I think he's made the right strides he needs to make. Okay, Lionel. That's a fair assessment. Let's see here. That I don't agree with, Prince. Well, the Get Up analyst said 22 was his peak, so you'll probably run with that. I don't believe he's peaked. That I fucking don't believe in, ass bag. I don't believe that. I think if he continues to do what he does and continues to improve, I think he'll be real good next year. But there's a lot on his plate. Hit his peak? No. What they're missing is that's the best team that Jalen Hurts will ever play on is that 22 team. I said that to you before. Okay? That's what I said. That he'll never play with a better team than that. That's the best team he'll play with. He got better at turning it over more. Right, absolutely. Okay? Well, here, Prince, I'll tell you why. Don't assume what I'm going to say, kid. No one knows what I'm going to say. Not even you there, Nostradamus. I actually like this guy. I don't know why we have this adversarial relationship. I don't know. By the way, I even gave him kudos. Made me want to throw up, but hey, whatever. Okay? Hey, whatever. And occasionally he'll have a decent take. Really, the Get Up guy said that he hit his peak in 2022. Stop crying, Prince. Shit. You shit on me all day. Holy cow, this guy's moaning. That I don't agree with. I think if he continues to play the way he is, and he continues and takes the turnovers away, okay, I think he's got an opportunity at being a better player. Do I think an elite player? No. No, I do not. Okay? No, I do not. But here, let me take you through the numbers here. So since 2022, Baker Mayfield, 566 attempts, 364 completions, 4,044 yards passing, 28 touchdowns, 10 picks, 94 quarterback rating. This year so far, 61-82, 637, 6 touchdowns, 2 picks, 110.7 quarterback rating. Here's Jalen Hurts so far from 23 to now. 538 attempts, 352, 38-58, 23 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 89-1 last year. And so far out of the gate, 102 passes, 72 completions, 772 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 picks, 85-9. Baker Mayfield in 2 years, or a game in 3 games, a year in 3 games, has outplayed him. And let me say this to you about winning. So let me get this right, just to be fair here, right? So Hurts was 11-6 last year, correct? And so far this year, he's 2-1. So you think 13-7 in the last 2 years is winning? Let's see what Mayfield is. Mayfield is actually, let's do this because he lost that playoff game. So that's so let's do this. He lost that playoff game. So that's 8. He's 13-8 in the last 2 years. Baker Mayfield 10-9 and 2-1. Well, Baker Mayfield's 12-10. I mean, okay. What are we talking about with winning here? You going to keep hanging your hat on 22 season? Because recently, he's just a little above 500. Big Sills, I don't always agree with you, but I'm glad you covered the toughest city in the United States. We complement each other well. Hurts is still growing. Completely agree. I agree. Who's blocking Vita Vea, Sileo? Guys, Mammoth. I'm not sure he's playing. Yet to be determined. We'll find out today, AJ. Guys, please hit the like button. So Jalen Hurts since the start of the 2023 season is 13-8. Baker Mayfield, hold on here. 9-8, 10-9, right? And this year he's 2-1. He's 12-2. Wait, Jalen's got one more win than him. And he's outplayed him and beat him and 1-1 against him. Who would you take in this game on Sunday? Not for the year, on Sunday. With limited talent around him, Jalen. Paris Campbell, Jahan Dotson, and Johnny Wilson versus Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Mayfield, who's played. I'm taking Mayfield. Got better talent. At home. He's outplayed him. I mean, where's your advantage? Because this is not Josh Allen. This is not Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. He's not going to elevate his game through Paris Campbell and throw for 350 yards. The reason the Eagles are where they are is because of Barkley, not Hurts. Your defense has had one. Get this. Akbar, show me where Baker Mayfield has outplayed Jalen Hurts. Show me where he's outplayed him. Anywhere. He's got one more win. He's got a playoff win over him. And he's outperformed them. And in the last 10 games, he's 10-3. Hurts is 3-7. Get this. Baker's a bust. So a bust quarterback blew your doors off in a playoff game. That's embarrassing. Thanks, Dick Maddock. Where's he outplayed him? Where's he outplayed him? Hey, I want to give him the benefit here. I'm saying Sunday. I'm not saying for the remainder of the year. When they get AJ and Devontae back, I'm not saying that. I'm asking you for Sunday. Sunday. Who are you taking? Who are you taking? Baker was the number one pick. That shit don't matter because you know why? Money matters. Making $50 million. Nobody cares where you're drafted anymore. That's Tom Brady. That's nothing. That doesn't matter anymore. I didn't ask you what team you're taking. I asked you what quarterback you would take. And you're going to take Jalen Hurts with Johnny Wilson, Jahan Dotson. Who's the other guy? Who's the other guy? I forgot. Jahan Dotson. Oh, Paris Campbell. That's your wide receiving core going in. Okay. Yes, sir. Holy shit. This was closer than I thought. Higher quarterback rating since the start of the 23 season. More yards, more TDs. Shit, look at this. Here's what Mayfield's done in a year and 3 games. 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got 34 touchdowns and 12 picks. Hurts has 26 touchdowns and 19 picks. I mean, I'm shit. Where we go? And Johnny Ross. I forgot about Johnny Ross. All right. It's pretty cool you can pick and choose what years to compare. Those are the latest. What about Baker's earlier? Nobody cares about what Baker did his first 2 years in Cleveland. They only care what they're doing right now. In the latest game that he did, he beat the pants off you. I'm going since Jalen. I asked the question was, since Jalen got his money, has he gotten better? He hasn't played better than Mayfield. Do you understand how poorly he's playing? Baker Mayfield's outplaying him. He's got one more win than him. Baker Mayfield's got more He's got a better playoff record than him since he signed his contract. Do you understand this? Hurts had to spread the ball around, which he will. Okay. What? Because he's some sort of great progression reader? Stat watching? How about head to head? What do you mean stat watching? Did I miss that playoff game where you guys showed up in Tampa last year and got your shit kicked in? What's stat watching? I must have missed that game, or you did. Still, so what are you saying? So Hurts should still win without wide receivers this weekend like Allen? Absolutely. Sam, where are you again? Let me put that back up there. Sam got the exercise. That's right, Sam. Jalen with his legs. Sunday, Baker, better numbers Sunday. Jerron, I said this to you at the start of the season. Jalen Hurts can't win games with his arm. He can win games being Jalen Hurts. And that's what he does. He's not going to be, and in a game that could be a weather game, Hurts may have to carry the ball 25 times Sunday, and they'll win. But the exercise like Sam got, no excuses. Your franchise tag and your elite quarterback status is on the line Sunday. I'll make a point to you. Okay? Hey, Paris, I don't give a fuck about that. I haven't for 34 years. I don't care. You're here 4 hours a day. Thank you. You're out of your mind. If you think I say shit, like, you're out of your gourd. I don't even know what I said yesterday. In a rain game, let's watch Jalen maneuver himself around this football field on Sunday and get a win. And you know what I'll say on Monday? Do you know what I'll say on Monday? That is a great win for Jalen Hurts when his team needed him the most. He doesn't have anything. What? I'm awake, are you? Delusional about what? What are you talking about here since he got the money? What am I lying about? Get this. I'm awake, are you is telling me that I'm delusional when Hurts has had the most turnovers of any quarterback in pro football since the start of the 23 season. Mayfield's outplayed him. Mayfield's got one less win than him, and Mayfield's beat him in a postseason. What's delusional? What am I not saying? By the way, that stupid shit about getting to a Super Bowl, Rex Grossman got to a Super Bowl. Honestly, Jimmy Garoppolo got to one. A team can carry you. The question, once again, you really think that guy is playing better football since he got the contract? Do you really? Do you really think? I don't. Well, they still play with this hurricane. Hey, man, the NFL didn't cancel a game when President Kennedy was shot. What makes you think they're going to cancel a game for a hurricane? That thing better be right on top of Tampa for them to move that game. Okay? They better move. That thing better be right. The eye better be over Raymond James. Ryan goes, I live in Florida. Hurricanes aren't a big deal. Ryan, Cat 4s are kind of big deals. Okay? Okay, I mean, right? And why are we acting like Hurts wasn't better than Baker when we were 10-1 and they were 4-7? Sileo's consistently, no. I'm asking you a question. Since 2023, when he got his contract and they gave him his $255 million, that's the topic. Has he gotten better? The answer is no. He hasn't even outplayed Mayfield, who's actually gotten better since being worse. Baker's gotten better. And I don't think shit of him. I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan. Could care less. I'm asking you a question. Do I like Baker Mayfield more than Hurts? No, but the numbers say he's outplayed him. I'm not trying to sit here and go like this. Hey, you want to know Baker Mayfield is such a great... No, I'm not saying that. I think Baker Mayfield's an average quarterback. I think he's a little above average. But if your guy's not a little bit above him, what is he? What is he? Get this. I have the wins and the numbers to prove it so far since he got his contract. You guys just have hope. Like Xander said yesterday, I think he's going to have a great game Sunday. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me show you something. Let me tell you what he's done. (10-1) Jalen was an MVP race. Baker never was. What's that tell you? Dude, what in the world do you tell? Okay, Baker Mayfield was the only quarterback that turned around the Browns, who had conveyor belts of quarterbacks go in there, actually take their team to a winning record and put them in the playoffs. Okay? Yeah. He stopped that conveyor belt. And by the way, let me ask you this. You think the Browns made the right choice by not sticking with him? Who do you think they'd rather have right now? Baker Mayfield or Deshaun Watson? Let's do that question. Who do you think right now the Browns would rather have as their quarterback? Baker Mayfield or Deshaun Watson? I think that's a dumb question. Who do you think Kevin Stefanski would rather have? All super chats, they all go to the top. I appreciate you guys. All you have to do is watch the film. He's been turning the ball over. He's been inconsistent. Even the broadcast was calling him a turnover machine. God, you can't say that shit in here, but you're right. Nobody on the planet around the country is not saying this about Hurts except the people in Philly. They're the last to agree with it. I'm saying 2 years Jalen was at least in the race. Okay? Now you're talking about him being the turnover machine and has the highest turnovers of any quarterback in 2 years. Best thing that ever happened to Baker was the Browns gave up on him. Great take, Daniel. Thank you. Okay? Dan, thank you. And this is probably true. Baker wouldn't be playing like that in Cleveland. Probably true. Okay? So this is a battle of who is the better Oklahoma quarterback, Jalen or Baker. Just like Jaden Daniels versus Burrow. I would have said you were absolutely insane putting Jaden Daniels next to Joe Burrow. I don't know. Okay? I really like Jaden Daniels. You realize this? If Washington wins this week and the Eagles lose, Washington will be in first place sole in the NFC East. Sills, I think the Eagles last year were emotionally and psychologically checked out because of the dysfunction in the organization and coaching. Sills, is the dysfunction still hanging over the team? Yeah. Because your coach is still there. You got a guy in Jason Kelce lying to the fan base and going on the radio at WIP and telling you that Nick is a great rah-rah coach and he's a great team meeting coach. I don't want a fucking team meeting coach. I want a coach who is a game day decision coach. I want a guy who gets out of my coach's way and allows my coaches to coach and my players to play. I don't need a rah-rah coach or Harry High School or some new rock me speech at halftime or pregame. That stuff no one listens to. You're motivated by your paychecks and your play. No other NFL player is motivated by anything other than that. Your paycheck and your play. Because your play dictates your paycheck. That's the only thing that you're obligated to. Play the best you can so you can continue to get paid. Loyalty? Why? The organization, you think they were loyal to Hassan Reddick, who delivered 30 sacks in 2 years, did everything he was asked to do? And what do? They turn around and they hire a stiff in his place, and the Eagles got what they deserved. You treat Reddick like shit, you got it put back on you with a stiff. Hassan Reddick, I'm not saying he's right by killing $9 million either. His agent and him are dumbasses. But at the end of the day, Hassan Reddick did nothing but be the best defensive football player on your team. He delivered for you. He wrecked an NFC championship game. You know how the Eagles rewarded him? By signing a stiff. Loyalty? Give me a break. There's no such thing as loyalty. That league doesn't have an idea what loyalty is. Nobody cares. Loyalty. What did Reddick do wrong not to get a contract extension? Shit, you extended a wide receiver in A.J. Brown who had 2 more years remaining. You had a guy who gave you 30 sacks in 2 years. You don't want to pay him. You got what you deserved. Nolan Smith and Hassan Reddick. 2 stiffs. You know what I get out of this? Xander telling me yesterday, hey, Sills, he didn't really play all that bad. Like, there's an epiphany that he showed up, Nolan Smith. That's the bar? Wow. Nice edge rushers. Nice edge rushers. You can see how the players feel about Sirianni when they make a huge play and Sirianni chases them down the field and celebrates. They ignore him. Yeah, because he's a high school coach. Okay? Believe me. I swear we will not have a single day on this program where we can enjoy an upcoming game. Dude, nobody in the NFL enjoys getting ready for a game. You got high anxiety. You're not expecting a win. You got to go out there and do your best because you don't know what's going to be thrown at you. You don't even know who's going to be active. Most of the time, I'll tell you why Prince is such an asshole and has no idea what he's talking about. Players don't even know the record of their team sometimes when they get into the middle of the season. You know why? Because every week is its own battle. Every week is a different chapter in the book. Every week. You don't know what you're going to... Like, look at this week with the Eagles. You don't know what you have. How can you be enjoying an upcoming game when you have your star players out? Lane, AJ, and Devontae. And you're good with it? Okay. Enjoy yourself, Prince. No problem. We need logical coach in critical moments. Yeah, Jason Kelsey's trying to tell you that he likes a rah-rah guy, like a Newt Rockney speech or some shit. Okay? Isaiah, this channel is Sills pointing out the negative parts of our team. Even at 22 was negative about Jalen every week, all the way up to the Super Bowl. Funny, Isaiah doesn't put out there, though, that I picked you to go to the Super Bowl. You forgot that too, didn't you? You forgot that too, right, Isaiah? I was the first guy in Philly to say that I think you have a Super Bowl team and I think you're going. Did you forget that too, Isaiah? And I don't remember being all that negative about Hurts the way he was playing because I like that 22 version. I told you flat out. Isaiah, do you forget that? That I picked you to go to Super Bowl that year? Before anybody else did? That's a great sign, Kyle, if that's true. It's a great sign. Okay? What's the matter, Isaiah? You forgot? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Of all people to cry. Now you want to hype up. I'm not hyping up Baker. I just got through telling you I'm not even a Baker Mayfield fan, Sturdy. I'm telling you where you are with your guy heading into this game. You're missing the point again. Baker Mayfield? You actually think I think he's an elite quarterback in the NFL? Absolutely not. Yes, agreed. RC3. Sills just tells us things this team is going through that will keep us from winning a Super Bowl. Buddy, Daniel, you could be coached by a coach. The rest of these guys couldn't be. Prince couldn't be coached. Not in a million years. The stuff he pointed out is why we didn't win. Look, I told you at the beginning of the year, Hurts was going to have a bumpy start. Okay? A bumpy start. I anticipated this. But the key is he's winning. Do I put a premium on that over everything? Absolutely. Dude, you're paid in this league to totally put your team in a position to win football games. Does Hurts do that? That's the most important thing any quarterback can do. The guys who get paid like Kirk Cousins, you could say whatever you want about Kirk Cousins' number. You know, he's got a better win percentage than what Matthew Stafford has. He has a better win percentage. He's won more football games than Matthew Stafford. Stafford's won the game. You know, Matthew Stafford has an under 500 record. I remember being 10-0 last year and being so unhappy and not pleased, and Dan agreed with all I saw. I know I wasn't crazy. They were lucky to be 10-1. I don't look at the record, my friend. I look at how you're playing. And I look at 3 games. Like that defense playing against New Orleans. That's aggravating to me. You guys are happy about it. That's aggravating to me. You know why? You're telling me that's the potential that team could be playing with at a weekend and weekend basis, and you can't do that every single time those 2 D tackles line up and go out and play. You're paid to play like that. You're drafted in those positions to play like that. You're expected to play like that. And when you're not, you're cut. That's my position. Dude, are you under some impression that this is not a results league? This is not about liking anybody. I don't give a shit about anybody on that team. I don't care. I could care less. They mean as much as me as a can of paint. All I care about is winning. And whatever face that is and whatever name that is on the back of the jersey, that's all that matters. That's how the organization looks at it. That's how everybody in that league looks at it. The only people that look at it differently are people like Howie Roseman and people that aren't real football people. They fall in love with their draft picks, Jerry Jones included. And that's where you get in trouble. Look at Mike Tomlin right now, how he's handling the Justin Fields situation. He won't commit with Fields. Why? Because he's not playing good enough football that Mike wants to have a shot at the Super Bowl. They're 3-0. Mike won't commit because he's not playing good enough football for them to win a championship. Let me tell you something here. There is the difference between watching a great quarterback and turning around and watching what's looking out to be a really nice reclamation project. Baker Mayfield is a reclamation project. You think Baker Mayfield is going to take that Buck team to a Super Bowl? No way. Geno Smith. Great story. 3-0 Seattle. Look at how good he's played since he's been in Seattle. You think Geno Smith's going to take you to a Super Bowl? Do you really think that? That's a nice story. That's not a Super Bowl quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That's Justin Fields. Look at the shit going on in Chicago. You think Justin Fields is going to win a Super Bowl? Absolutely not. They're 3-0. There's very few quarterbacks that you look at in the NFL and you go, that guy's going to carry a team to the Super Bowl and win it. I'll tell you something that I've been impressed with. Brock Purdy's playing great football. He plays the position great. I'm paying him $60 million. I'm giving that guy $60 million bucks. He's a good player. He understands the progressions, and he understands what Kyle Shanahan wants of him. And he does it. I'll tell you what, since he's been a starter, can you remember a game where he sucked? Do you remember a game where he sucked? I don't remember a game where you went, that guy stunk. He's good, man. Hey, by the way, like I said, I mean, there's certain stories that are great. Right? I mean, then you look at quarterbacks and you go, can that guy win do you think that guy's winning me a Super Bowl? Like this weekend for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is playing Josh Allen. Both those guys need that game. You got to beat elite quarterbacks. That's Jalen's strength, winning. Just needs more reps in the new offense. I believe he has the willingness to master it if the OC actually stays. Jerron, okay? Agreed. Okay? Okay? Agreed. I'm further back, Dan, but I feel like you forgot Mayfield is the second overall pick. Actually, I thought he was the number one overall pick. Not saying Hurts isn't shit, but come on now. We should have higher expectations for Mayfield. I don't have higher expectations for Mayfield after Mayfield's been to 4 different teams. As a matter of fact, Baker Mayfield, I'm trying to make a point to you. I'm not a fan, Devin, of Baker Mayfield. I'm a fan of him playing well. But to sit there and say that Jalen Hurts is some elite quarterback and he's not even outplaying a guy who's playing well, you're out of your minds. If you're looking at Jalen Hurts in a different light, whereas since the start of the 23 season, he hasn't outplayed him, and Mayfield beat him in a playoff game. And over the last 10, he's 10-3. Hurts is 3-7. What are we talking about here? You're making it sound, you're leaning on that Super Bowl appearance the same way that Colin Kaepernick, Rex Grossman, and Jimmy Garoppolo did, and why they got paid. You know, average quarterbacks can get to Super Bowls. I mean, really. Get this. Benjamin goes, recent biasing. Okay. Why? Since he signed his $250 million deal, Benjamin, how well do you think he's played? He's 13-8 since he signed that contract. How well do you think? And Mayfield's 12-10. How well do you think he's played? Benjamin, this is not about me. Stop making it about me. It's a question. It's not about me. Benjamin, he's 13-8 since he signed his contract with 0-1 in the playoffs. How well has he played since he signed the deal, in your opinion? B plus with 26 turnovers. I'm awake. Are you? Just gave Jalen Hurts a B plus for 26 turnovers and 13-8. Wow. Wow. 26 turnovers and 13-8. You think it's a B plus? B-A. Good but not great? John, are you saying C? I'm not talking about every other quarterback. I'm talking about your quarterback heading into Sunday. That's what I'm talking about. Not talking about that. I'm not talking about Josh Allen. I'm talking about Jalen Hurts. Stay on the rails. Why? You don't want to, do you? Because you don't want to hear the truth. You're heading into a game this weekend. Sam is the only person in here that got the exercise. Come Monday, Sam, do me a favor, Sam. Post again what you posted to let these people know where I'm going with this. Because they really don't. They don't. This is a game where Hurts can separate himself. Okay? He could separate himself. Winning without all those guys. Last week, that half he had, with all those players being out, I didn't think New Orleans did a great job getting home. Hurts pulled it out. You put a full 60-minute game in like that with nothing. He's going down there with Barkley. We got to have something. And a tight end. The rest of those guys are nobodies. Johnny Wilson, Jahan Dotson, and Paris Campbell are nobodies. They're practice squad guys. Goddard and Barkley and Hurts have to win this game. I'm really looking forward to this. And then you got to hope the defense. Now, here's the other thing. You've got to pray. I would love this, Ty. 30 carries in the rain. Absolutely. Hurts 15 carries. They'll win. And it won't be close. And it won't be close. You run that ball 45 times against the Buccaneers at Raymond James in the rain, that game will be 26-3. You start throwing the ball around the yard, you're in trouble. This is the advantage that I'm talking about that you have, that I'm hoping the Eagles use. You're not 2-1 without Barkley. Barkley's the engine so far. That's not horrible. Jalen making other players better around him, great. Okay. Thanks, Prince. I appreciate it. Okay. I will play along. So, Joe, I'm not talking about Joe Burrow. I'm not talking about Joe Burrow. Is he still elite? The elite title is just a title. Sunday will show us and tell us more about Jalen. Let's see what happens. Jalen Carter has to take over. It's a great take. It's a great take. Okay? It's a great take. But Prince, here, let me show Prince something that's how people look at Hurts right now. Here, not that this is anything, but here. So right now, crunch time quarterbacks, according to Colin Cowherd and Fox Sports, number 1 is Mahomes. Number 2 is Josh Allen. Number 3 is Joe Burrow. Number 4 is Matthew Stafford. 36 come from behind victories is the most of any quarterback in the league. Rodgers at 5. CJ Stroud at 6. I don't know how you put CJ Stroud in there. What kind of metric do you have there? I mean, I think the kid's a great player, but he's a clutch time winner. I don't see it. I haven't seen enough of it. He's got Jordan Love at 7. I haven't seen both those guys. I think both those guys are outstanding players. But to sit there and say that those guys are clutch? Number 8, Purdy. Do you want to hear something about Brock Purdy that he pointed out? Fox Sports guy said that Brock Purdy has the highest quarterback rating of any quarterback in the fourth quarter in pro football history. Let that resonate. Brock Purdy has the highest quarterback rating of any quarterback in NFL history in the fourth quarter. Okay? In the fourth quarter, highest quarterback rating of all time. He's got Dak 9. I wouldn't put Prescott in the top 10 clutch players. This guy's allergic to January. He's got Lamar Jackson 10. This isn't my list. This is Fox Sports' list of the best clutch players and top 10 quarterbacks that you would have with a minute 35 left in a ball game and you had to win a game. They would take Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Stafford, Rodgers, Stroud, Love, Purdy, Dak, and Lamar. I'm not sure those are my guys. I might put Stafford second. Stafford's got 36 come from behind victories. I mean, had one just last week. I'd put him 2. Burrow's been to 2 AFC championship games. I kind of get it. And Josh Allen has nobody. Now, get this. Here's something else to think about with Josh Allen. You know how much I love the kid, right? Hey, Josh Allen's going to beat Miami. Josh Allen's going to beat some of these other shitty teams like Jacksonville. But are you going to beat the Ravens without Stephon Diggs? Can you beat the Ravens without Stephon Diggs? You see, he's got something this weekend to prove. Hey, you're going to beat those shitty teams. Okay? You're going to beat those shitty teams because you're a great player. But are you going to beat those great teams when you need a guy like Diggs? There's three plays a game where Hurts hurts our team. And the other plays, he does great things. If he can clean them up, he could be unstoppable. If he just tones down some, not all, even all the birds win the Super Bowl. If he just tones down some, not even all the birds will win the Super Bowl. David. But they're asking him to do different things in his career than he did in 22. Remember, my biggest concern has been this. He can't play like he did in 22. The Shane Steichen offense is gone. Pray for my bird still. No Devontae, AJ, and Lane. Jalen Hurts' hero ball is going to be at an all-time high. What's the single game record for INTs? That I don't know. Brian. Okay? Crowley. I know. Hey, Crowley, let me ask you this. Would you agree, Crowley, that Hurts has won 2 games this year so far with his wheels? Samuel, if Jalen can't beat an above-average quarterback, what does that tell you about Jalen? If Jalen can win, and especially win convincingly, he'll start climbing back in the elite conversation. Amen. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Sills, everyone is back at practice today except AJ and Smitty. Well, that's good for Becton. And Becton, I heard, is going to play with a cast. I might start Trevor or Tyler Steen. Not that I think the Bucs have a formidable front. Okay? Hey, well, wait, I'll read it again here. Let's see if you did it right. There's 3 plays a game where Hurts our team, and the other plays, he does great things. If he can clean them up, he could be unstoppable. If he just tones down some, not even all the birds win the Super Bowl. Some, not even all the birds win the Super Bowl. Let's try to put them little words in there. You can rip my reading, but why don't you write a sentence? Okay, David? And I appreciate the super chat. But you're going to take a shit on me. Write something people can read. By the way, you want to write something else? Because I do appreciate your super chat, by the way. You don't have to put up any cash on it. Just put it up there. I'll read it. All we need is the D to play like last week, and we'll be fine. Hey, that's another thing. They got to show up. Okay, they got to show up. Absolutely. Did we get Pumper Super Chat? Yes, I did. We got him. Yep. Brian's cool. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. All good, man. Hey, I got you, brother. We're good, David. You know that, man. You don't have to worry about anything, man. I was playing, busting your chops. I was saying I meant turnovers, big dog. I got you, David. Absolutely, dude. Dude, here's your guy. Hey, man, I really wish to God that you guys would sometimes get where I'm going with this stuff. Jalen Hurts has a big game, man. This is a game where you can shut me up Monday. If that guy wins 3-2 on Monday, I'm like, that's great. That's great. If they win 3-2, I don't care. AJ and Devontae being out. Hey, you know what? Honest to God, guys. Josh Allen's got a test this week. You got to beat the Ravens without Stephon Diggs. Hey, I know you can beat the shitty Dolphins, and I know you can beat the shitty Jags, but can you beat Baltimore without an elite wideout and having other players on that team? You're 3-0 against some pretty suspect opponents. Okay. And I give you that. You played great in them. Well, let's find out what's up this week. Right? I think that's fair. All right? I think that's fair. David's cool. I figure Sills, but I'm in this to win the Super Bowl. As much as I love Hurts, the Eagles will never win a Super Bowl with 2 turnovers a game. Absolutely true. Okay? Absolutely true. Get this. So Prince will try to tell you this, and you can hear Greg Cosell talk about the complete opposite of what he's saying. Complete opposite. Complete opposite. Complete opposite. Misses throws, late on throws. He's escaping the pocket too quick. Still. And that's why his carries are up. Hey, you want to hear something crazy? Prince can't tell you why his carries are on pace to have more carries this year than any year in his career. Why is that? Because he's leaving the pocket too soon. He's on pace for more carries than any time in his Eagle career. Why is that? Because why? He's being pressured? I thought you had the best O-line in football. Or is he leaving the pocket? Get this. Some guy just said that's not true. Let's take a look at that. Hey, Crowley, do me a favor, Crowley. Tell me how many carries Jalen Hurts has so far this year. Okay? Didn't say that this week. I wasn't talking this week. You took that this week. Crowley, do me a favor. Actually, he didn't talk about him this week. I never said this week. I said Greg Cosell said that this guy, he's got 32 carries in 3 games. Is that correct? Okay. 32 carries so far this year. He's on pace for 180 carries, which would be more than any time in his career. 175 carries he's on pace for, which would be more than any carries in his career. So it is true. And the year that he had those carries that high was 22. He's playing 22 football a little bit here. So it is true. That will be a problem. So you know what? Hey, you got a running back right now on pace for 400 carries. And you got another guy on pace for almost 200 carries, 180 carries. That's a lot of carries for 2 dudes. Okay. If Jalen, I thought Sil said if Hurts ran more, Hurts would be better. I did. But he won't last longer. Senor, I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm saying that the reason why he's running more is because he's relying on what made him great in 22. He's going and fighting the system and going back to what makes him great. 22 running. It's not his passing. The passing has been atrocious. 26 turnovers. I mean, his turnovers are terrible. He's the worst in the league. But when he takes off, he's elite. 22 Hurts threw the ball away instead of today's hero ball. That's a great take, Jacob. You're right. He did do that. You're right. I've been asking all year why he's leaving the clean pockets consistently. If he stays, he will have better passing opportunities or can run up the gut. James, I think it's because, again, you're asking him to do progression reading. And I still think he's learning it. I totally still think he's learning it. Hurts will be elite by week 11. He will master the offense. That's a great take. So obviously you don't care what the record is then too, depending on what it is. I'll take that. Jalen has this game circled because of last year. This is a revenge game. And now he changes predictions. He will lean on now he's in charge of protections. He will lean on Barkley and Goddard till the 4th. Yeah, Jaron. Yes. You know what? I don't know if Jalen looks at shit like that where it's a revenge game. But now he has responsibilities for protections. And I think he does lean on Goddard and Barkley in this game. I totally agree with you. Dude, if look, those two guys, and even Shipley to a point, and I would say even Shipley, okay? Even Shipley, I would say that. No doubt. Xander's going to join us at the bottom of the hour here. The Giants will shock the Cowboys tonight. Cowboy season's over tonight if that goes on. If the Cowboys lose this game tonight, it's over. In all honesty, I think this defense and offense has one more year to be a Super Bowl. I agree. Swinsky, I think they're a Super Bowl contender big time next year. So hopefully Moore will be back next year. Completely agree. Swinsky, I think they're going to be great in 25. Get an edge rusher in the draft, maybe free agency. The guy used to be a great game manager, but after the fumble, his mentals are cooked. With every single turnover he commits, his aura fades. You know where he gets it back? Brian, you know where he gets it back? The aura of Hurts. You know where he gets that back, the confidence? The wins. The only thing keeping Jalen Hurts afloat right now and what they're asking him to do is he wins. And it's important because he keeps people with belief. He can pull it out. But again, why I'm so hard on it is the turnovers are going to catch you. They always do. The turnovers, they get you. By the way, I want to reset something. I didn't come out starting this show off telling you that Baker Mayfield is a better football player than Jalen Hurts. I'm saying that Jalen has come down to Baker Mayfield's level and playing at Baker Mayfield's level since 2023. That's what I'm saying. And the numbers dictate that. Wins and the numbers, both are dictating that. Those are facts that you can't ignore. He's got one more win. Baker beat him in the playoffs. He's got better passing statistics. And in recent head-to-head in the playoffs, he beat him. I mean, get this. Still started the show off by, I asked you, get this. This is what RTF calls shitting on Hurts. Has Jalen Hurts, since he signed his $250 million deal, has he improved at quarterback? He calls that shitting on him, asking a question like that. Hey, RTF, you don't have to answer it. Because if you think that's shitting on him, asking you a question like that, when I'm making a point on a quarterback you're facing this week has played and outplayed him, and you think that's shitting on him heading into this game, knowing full well that's the kind of game that you have to come out on a Monday and say Hurts beat him, then that's a you thing, guy. You don't like the question? I'm sorry. Okay, you can whatever you want. I don't care. And as far as I'm concerned, that's not hating. I asked you a flat-out question. Since 2023, when he signed his contract for $255 million, do you think that guy has played great ball? The answer is no. And the guy you're playing against this weekend has outplayed him. That's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. I fucking love the Eagles, but to sit here and say Jalen is playing good ball is ridiculous. I believe Hurts can be great too. Yeah, but the turnovers are a fucking problem. And get this too, David. Heading into this game with no skilled people except for Barkley and Goddard, He's going to be asked to do dual. If he doesn't run, the Bucs will beat them. If he runs to set people up like he did against New Orleans in the fourth quarter, he'll win. I think handily. Here's me in this game. I think you got to run that ball as much as you can. And again, the way the weather, Mark says he's improved. Dude's a leader, completion percentage, major part of being a quarterback. Plus the blitz pickup has improved. He's improved, okay? He's only improved in the last comment you made. I don't give a shit about that leadership stuff. Welcome to the NFL. That's why you're paid $55 million. You're supposed to be the leader of the team. You want to get paid for doing something you're not, or it's not supposed to be? What quarterback gets that money and is not considered a leader? Don't pat people on the back for the obvious. Yes, a lead at winning last year and this year. Actually, I made this, John. Actually, since he signed his contract with the playoff loss, he is, let's see here, 11-7 and 2-1. He's 13-8. That's winning, right? 13-8. John, okay. You're happy with 13-8? 26 turnovers? Okay. Okay. Christopher. Guys, we beat the crap out of Hurts for turnovers this year. A ton of quarterbacks have a bunch of turnovers. He's learning a new offense and reading the blitz better. Okay? You're looking at it through the right lens here, Christopher. You're looking at it through the right lens. But my question to you, Christopher, is if you were so happy with what you saw in 22, why this whole revamping? And this revamping has cost the turnovers, has it not? Let me ask you this. Don't forget Xander at the bottom of the hour. Do you think them trying to change Jalen Hurts into a pocket passer has resulted in turnovers? Yes or no? Or do you think it's just, I'll ask Prince this too. Let's ask Prince this. Right, Prince. Prince. Do you think them asking Jalen Hurts to be a pocket passer has resulted in these turnovers? And a new offense, new coordinators. And do you think it's the reason he's got 26 turnovers? 19 turnovers, interceptions. Prince says, yes, I do, Sills. Okay. Well, why don't you stick with it, what you were doing? He's doing it now anyway. I'm telling you, when Jalen Hurts plays like he did in the fourth quarter against New Orleans, that's the guy I like. The guy that starts the game out throwing interceptions and stuff and trying to spread the ball around, like, that's not the guy I like. Okay? Jalen Hurts' leadership is overrated. I don't know about that. A leader would not have allowed 2023 to spiral. I think it's more than him, and I don't know. I might disagree here, Brian, with you. Jalen Hurts is not a top 5 player on the team. AJ, Lane, Mulata. He's probably 5th. The league caught up to the RPO offense. It's like they did with the Wildcat that the Eagles were running. His RPO gets stuffed. It only makes good ground scrambling on pass plays. He's adapting. Christopher, I agree. Thanks. Guys are killing it on the super chats too. Thank you. Please hit the like button. Actually, John wants to segment it. He's played 18 games last year. He was 11-7, lost the playoff game. This year he's 2-1. In case you can't add, John, it's 13-8 in his last games. Baker Mayfield, on the other hand, I think I wrote it out. I think he's played one last game. He's 12-10. He's got one last win. You do whatever you want, dog. He's 13-8. That's good to you? That's good. What, you don't count the playoffs? Okay. Then I guess you don't count the playoffs for Dak. That's 36 and what? He's won 36 ball games in 3 years. Oh, I see. You only apply it when you need it. Oh, I got it. Sills, you're a big back clown. We know we got issues, but why are you hating I'm not hating. Why am I hating every day? Okay. Go talk about Buffalo and finish sucking Josh Allen off. Don't forget to, whatever. Here. Hey, Chris, I'll say this to you. So let me ask you this. When Clint Hurt and Vic Fangio were breaking those guys' balls all week long about not showing up in the first 2 weeks of the season, and those guys were kicking their ass, you think they were fucking loving what they were being hurt, what they were being told? Or is it that you just don't like to hear the truth? Do me a favor, guy. Go sit in the corner. Okay? What's the matter, dude? Can't handle it, and you can't handle the truth. Don't come here. Some of the turnovers are on the wrong bad routes, which also can be contributed to learning a new system. It's not just a quarterback learning a new system. Do you agree? I do. Absolutely. Get this. This guy here says I'm a hater. No, I was coached hard. Okay? I was coached hard. I was coached by Hall of Fame coaches. That's why. I don't want AJ or Smitty playing this week. The Jalen I saw after those turnovers, he's a quarterback I want for this system. Jalen is improving. Dude, that fourth, if you're talking about the fourth Prince, you're right. That was good. That was good in the fourth, man. Yo, Sills, guys like me and you don't call fat chicks BBWs. We call little PPL Akbar. Hey. Okay. You can still be critical of Jalen and his play, all the while being glad that he's your quarterback. Dude, I don't care who your quarterback is. I care quarterback. I don't fall in love with players like that. I don't care because you have to fire him eventually. Every player that signs a contract will eventually be fired. You fall in like with your guys, not in love with your guys. You think Howie's in love with his guys? Howie's in like with his guys. Because one day you may have to call him in the front office and tell him you're out. That's the way it is. That's how that league is. You fall in like. Jeffrey Lurie falls in love with guys like Brandon Graham, Jason Kelsey. By the way, those guys are different. You spend 10 plus years in a place, you built up the equity. Fans are going to love it. You're going to love those guys. What's not to love? AJ, Lane, Jordan, Devontae, JC, and BG. Jalen may be top 8, but I might put Quinyon there. Not yet. These fans need to come up for air for once in a while. I'll say this to you, man. Quinyon got to have a little bit more sample size there with that. Seals just tells it like it is. I know where he's coming from. He's just going to be wrong sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, I was wrong on Barkley. Now, the question mark will be durability with him. But I'm wrong on Barkley. He is as advertised. There is no doubt that guy is the second pick in the draft. I said never that guy live up in New York being the second pick. That's the second pick in the draft. That guy's an electric ball player. I'm wrong. You put him on that team. He's a good-looking football player. Okay? He is. All right. I hope you guys get where I'm coming from here. Okay? I'm still waiting for your response, your answer. What do you think about San Francisco? Are they a good team? Yeah, they're a good team. They're injured. They're getting it early. What is your opinion? I'm waiting for your answer, please. San Francisco's a great team. I think they got a great quarterback. By the way, please do me a favor and hit the likes. I do. Hey, you know what's so hard after 3 weeks? I don't know who's good or bad. I really don't know in the NFL. Does anybody think Seattle's great? Does anybody think Pittsburgh's great? Right? Are you buying Minnesota? Might be because of Brian Flores. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like list. Guys doing a great job with John McMullen. Not only just on Birds 365, but also with our pre- and post-game show each and every single Sunday, Thursday, Monday night, depending on when they play these games. Jacob's legendary pre- and post-game show. Does a great job at moderating it, putting us all in our place here when we need to. Guy does a super job with Birds 365.